After doctor done with her work, she wiped the baby and wrapped her in the towel and bring her to Jungkook. Your daughter, she explained, and Jungkook felt his heart skip its beat, seeing his baby, who looked so beautiful and innocent. He can't believe that this beautiful little baby was his blood, his daughter. He took 2 steps forward. When the doctor was about to give him the daughter, he took a step back suddenly. He felt nervous. No, I can't hold her. She is too delicate. He was afraid that he might hurt his daughter, which was forbidden to him. He heard Taehyung low giggle and look at him. He looked so innocent. Taehyung thought and smiled at him. You're the one who told me that nothing will happen if we hold a newborn babies. They reminded him and smiling. Yeah, but not mine. Mine is too delicate, he said innocently, and all the nurse and doctors joined Taehyung in his laugh. Nothing will happen. Look, she wants to go to her father. She is crying, Cook, Taehyung said, as he felt his eyelids were heavy because of his tiredness. Jungkook looked at his baby, who was crying in doctor's hand and couldn't help from taking her in his arm. He carefully took her in his arm and took her to feeling afraid. He softly clenched her in his chest, protectively, close to his heart. She instantly stopped crying. She must be a daddy girl, doctor said, and admiring a daughter and father who still keep her closer to his heart. She is. They heard Taehyung's low voice. For the first time, Jungkook pulled her to take her features, and saw her eyes slightly open. She was looking at her father with the same eyes as him's. Jungkook felt his heart was blown with happiness and joy. This feeling seems to be new, although he was aware of this feeling as he recalled that he felt just that, but at least then, when he saw the ultrasound scan. This is not my child. His own were echoing in his head, cursing that he felt immense pain and regret to the core. His eyes were full with that regret, pain, and happy tear. He kissed his forehead and again clenched her closer to his heart. I'm so sorry, was all he said before his tears were rolling down his cheeks. No one can understand what he was feeling except Taehyung. They keep his eyes open. Even his eyes didn't want to close, as he was seeing the life's most beautiful memories. They want to save this memory till his last breath. Now, he can see how much he was in guilt and pain, how much he loved his daughter, to make him suffer this much. Cook, Taehyung called him in a low voice. He opened his eyes and looked at Taehyung. Taehyung motioned to him come closer, which he did. She forgive you, just like his mama. They almost whispered in his hand, and his cheeks were wiping his tears. He went closer to him and kissed Taehyung's forehead. Thank you so much. That was all last thing. They heard before closing his eyes completely due to his exhaustion. They opened his eyes and felt some voices. Saw the hospital room were filled with his family member, Mr. and Mrs. John, Jimin, Yoongi, Inwoo, and Miss Min, Inwoo's and Yoongi mom. Mr. John was holding his grandchild with tear-filled eyes and says everything was softly to her. It's enough. Give my grandchild to me, Mr. John said in a strict tone, but as Miss John didn't recognize who he was and continued to the baby. Grandma's love, Miss John said and kissed her again and again. Mr. John sighed in irritation. Mr. John almost yelled. He was standing there to wait for his turn, but never got one. When the doctor gave the baby, after bathing her, Miss John was the one who ran and took the baby for the doctor. She gave the baby to Miss Min, and we took her also and gave her to Jimin. And few minutes when the baby started crying again, Miss John took her back, saying she needed her sleep. But when she held her, the baby, she forgot everything and started talking to the baby. And the baby was really a Jungkook's blood. She liked her grandma, were warm and never cried in her arm, which made Miss John love the baby even more. Jungkook was standing there, while smiling never left his face. He told them that he will be back and not disturb his Taehyung, with the loud voices. But what? Miss John snapped and glared at Mr. John. Please, let me meet my grandchild. Mr. John pleaded in a low laugh and accepted Taehyung, even though all the people were there in the room would start laughing. But they heard Taehyung's voice and looked at him. Please stop torturing him, Mama. Let him meet his grandchild. Taehyung sat smiling. Miss John made a face, but nevertheless, she carefully gave the grandchild, not before warning him to hold her carefully, as he was the one who was holding a newborn baby for the first time. Mr. John kissed her forehead, and they saw how much they all love her. Even Jimin and Invo comment her, like, look, she make faces. Look, she is staring at her grandpa. Taehyung smiled looking at them. They're going to spoil my daughter. And Cook will be on the top of the list to spoiling her. Taehyung thought and smiling and realized that Jungkook wasn't there. He saw Miss John coming to him. May Almighty bless you with all the happiness in the world, son. She kissed Taehyung's forehead with love and tear-filled eyes. Almighty bless me with so much, Mama. Taehyung sat and smiling, thanking Almighty a little 1,000 times in his heart for giving him the beautiful family and a loving husband. And now, this new member, her daughter. Now, can someone give me my daughter? Taehyung asked, smiling, looking at John, who walked toward her. Taehyung sat up carefully and took her daughter in his arms, staring at her. Face lovingly, his eyes welled up as he saw her daughter staring back at her. I'm your mama, Taehyung said, and smiling, as he recognized that. His mother, he opened his eyes widely, more like trying to smile. They juggled and kissed her head all over. Mama, where is Cook? Taehyung asked for some time. I don't know. About half an hour, he left without telling us where he was going. Miss John replied, and they felt that his heart dropped to his stomach, and dreadful thought what consumed him again. What? Where he was gone? They asked in frightened tone. Son, he will be back. Miss John tried to calm him down. Call him, Mama. I want to talk to him. They pleaded. Jimin also came to him and told him that he would come back, but he continuously shook his head. Miss John was about to call him when the door opened and Jungkook walked in. As their eyes fell on him, he released a long breath of relief. Tete, what happened? He asked, walking to him as he saw the sweat on his forehead and his face would look tense. Nothing. He thought you left him again and was about to crush this hospital. It was said and chuckled, and Jungkook slightly narrowed his eyes at him. Looking back at Tae, who was still staring at him, he sat beside on the bed and held his hand. I won't leave you, love, was all he said before Taehyung hugged him, wrapping his one arm around him and the other were holding her baby. They all cleared their thought as the couple forgot them. Taehyung moved back and still holding his arm. His face became the dark color of red because of his blush. I guess it's a clue for us to get lost from here. Couple need privacy. Inward teased him, and they smiled teasingly while Taehyung was just looking down, blushing. Inward was so happy to see them happy, except that they can never be happy with anyone except Jungkook, and now he has changed and everyone can see how much he loves him, and they both can't be happy without each other. So, he was happy for them, truly happy. Through his heart hurt, but he knew he can't make they love him, so he let him go, that feeling, and decide to move on. Yes, we need privacy. Me, my wife and my daughter need some alone time. So, it will be a great honor if you guys leave and give us a privacy, Jungkook said, and Taehyung looked at him with point eyes. He just winked at him while smirking.